Yo, what's up? I'm Andy from Dangerkids,
I'm Tyler.
and you're watching Punkvideosrock.com.
What's up, guys? Rob here with Punkvideosrock.com, hanging out at Hassel Blues in Anaheim with Andy and Tyler of Dangerkids. I just got to say, when I first listened to the record, it was one of those times where I ended up like dropping everything I was doing, and I just cranked the volume, and I just sat there. So the record's fucking awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's something we've been working really hard on for the past about year, I would say. So the fact that you dropped everything, listen to it, means everything. All we want is we're something new, so the most we can ask for is people to give us a chance and listen to something a little bit different. So, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
I hope you weren't holding any like hot coffee or something when you
No,
dropped
luckily it wasn't that early in the morning.
your feet or something.
Otherwise,
You know?
yeah, we would have had drama, and then I would have called your manager and been like, "Hey, this is what happened, guys." So,
All sorts of stuff, yeah.
so tell me about this new band. You guys successfully did that rap and rock blend, and obviously it's working out. So how did you guys do that?
We have been in bands for a while, and it's hard to understand unless you've been in a band before, but there's a large political game to everything. Everyone has an opinion, and whether you like it or not, you hear the good and you hear the bad, and in some ways it affects you. And the whole idea with this band was just to make something really gloves off that was just something that interested us and was cool, and that we just liked it, and we didn't matter how we arrived there. And it's so much harder than it sounds to ignore what other people say or think. But when the product is finished, I think it's a lot easier to digest, because going to your friend and saying, "Hey, I'm going to make this rap rock band," they just laugh. But when you show them Collapse or something, they come back and they go, "Wow, you did it." And we always just had to keep that end goal in mind, especially through the whole grueling process of creating Dangerkids. But I'm really glad that you feel that we did it successfully, because that's great. It's awesome.
Now, aside from my personal feelings on that, how is everybody else enjoying or not enjoying the record? What have you guys heard?
All of the feedback has been very overwhelmingly positive, because we knew when we did it, it was going to be something that is very, very polarizing to people, because they hear the rap and they maybe haven't heard that in a while, Yeah, I mean, there's been a little bit of, not my thing, which that's cool. That's fine. It's not for everyone. But I think if you listen to the whole album, there is something there for lots of different types of people and different tastes. And
it's not really specific, so it's kind of nice.
With a lot of different tastes and different things. And that just kind of goes back to the whole idea of, not overthinking it. Just you make it, and you know in your gut that it was really cool, and you listen to it and you're just like, yeah, and that's where it stops. It's like, don't overthink it. Don't think about, even when we were starting out, we were like, how are we ever going to play this live? And then we were like, all of a sudden we're playing it, and then, how are we going to top this? And we just kept writing songs, and everything is a little different. And we pull from different influences we have, and we just tried to arrive at something hopefully partially familiar to people, and hopefully to other people it's something a little new that they're interested in, because that's my favorite bands have always been the ones that did something I wasn't quite ready for at the time, and then I go back and listen to it and I'm like, wow, I can really appreciate this now as a music lover. So.
Of course. Now, when you guys were writing and recording Collapse, what was the writing process like? Like, as far as your verses and then your vocals and then the instruments, how did that even work?
The writing process was actually really fun. I mean, it could be very time-consuming and taxing a lot of the times, but Tyler actually produced the whole album himself. And we did a lot of it in his apartment and a friend's studio we have down the road a little bit. But yeah, the writing process was cool because we were able to, stay up till 3 or 4 a.m., just talking about the music and writing the lyrics, and then we'd get that perfect line and we would record it right when we're that stoked on it. So most of those takes on the record are from really late at night, or right when we wrote it, we just went ahead and tracked it. And so yeah, the writing process was really, really cool, and it's something that we wouldn't have been able to do in a studio. We wouldn't have been able to take that amount of time that we did writing and recording it, if we would have done it in the studio compared to doing it ourselves.
I've always felt like there's something to be said about that, about when you're in the moment and you create something, and a lot of people take that moment and they put it in their iPhone or something, and then later they can't fully reconnect with that. And so we sort of just learned how we operated when we were excited, when we were writing, when we were at our most creative, and made sure that recording equipment was close by. And then when we wrote something or had something, or I had this great lyric for rap, I would just go, let me finish, and then I would just rap it, and we'd play it back and go, yeah. Or it's like you just know. And sometimes it didn't work. Most of the time we were very I don't know, you almost impress yourself sometimes because I've never rapped and Andy's never sang before. And then
You sound like you've been doing it for a while though. Like that's the thing though.
I feel that same way about Andy's singing. It's like the choruses explode because of this guy's voice, and we didn't know how. He never sang, and I never rapped. How do you know what's gonna happen?
You were a guitar player before, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I played guitar for many years. I finally digested the idea that I'm not that great, so
Yeah, you suck, dude. You should stick to rapping and do rapping. Yeah.
I agree. I'm totally on board with that.
So the thing that throws me off with this being your debut album and this being your debut album on a big label like Rise is that you guys, like you just mentioned, you guys produced it yourselves. How did that even happen? Usually labels don't let that happen unless the band's already been there around many times,
I don't think it would have happened unless our demos already weren't very strong. They were ready to release those, and it was actually our idea of saying, no way, we know how to make these sound even better. And they're like, okay. So I don't think if the demos were so strong, they would have been on board, but they loved what we created. Originally, we were going to have Joey Sturgis, who mixed and mastered our album. We were going to have him produce it. And there's a comforting thought in that when you're the person in the band, because you think, I'll write these great songs, and then I'll put all the responsibility on this other guy to make them come to life and have soul and have purpose. And Joey was the one that said, look at all that you've accomplished, and this is all without me touching it. I think you should do this. Almost like a challenge, and it's very, very intimidating and uncomfortable, and I was very stressed out many nights, but arriving at where we got to and listening to it now, I wouldn't have done it any other way, only because I don't think it would have been the same. I don't think a studio is like, how fast can you do something? It's all about productivity.
It's mainly pressure from what I hear,
Yeah, it's pressure to perform in, an insane amount of time. I mean, you have to crank out a new song in 2.5 days, let's say, maybe even less, depending on your budget and stuff like that, because time is money. And with us, it was, okay, well, let's use this to our advantage. Let's make the time work for us, and let's create something that maybe other bands couldn't create because they aren't in a situation where they have that much time. And so we ended up with Collapse that we're very proud of. So.
And as far as the record, like actually the meanings behind the songs and the entire record, what pretty much influenced it? Like what was the mindset at that time?
Every single song is written about something that really happened to us. And a lot of it we don't really go into too much detail because we like people to be able to kind of take it and run with it. And the lyrics are what I think I'm most proud of. And generally I would write my singing and screaming parts and he would write his raps, but we would also help each other finish each other's. But generally it's I write mine, he writes his. But they're all very real experiences, and there's a sort of stress reliever to be able to write these things out on paper and make them come to life. And then it's 1,000 times better when someone tweets at you or messages you on Facebook and say, hey man, I've been going through some really tough times and your guys' music has really helped me a lot. And it's like, I didn't think about that when I was writing it, but it helped me, and I'm so glad to see that it helps other people, and any satisfaction that people, I get a lot of satisfaction out of people relating to the music in any sort of way. So like the lyrics are like a very strong point, and that's something I'm really proud of.
That's good.
Even with the theme of Collapse, I don't expect people to put this together, but going off of what Andy said, everything being real is just so important, especially like, music is just a art medium, and you're just trying to express yourself and hope that other people can connect with it. I don't like a painting or anything like that. And Collapse, I mean, we've all been through tough times and we've all been really low, and most of the songs are us turning something negative into something positive the best we can. And so with naming it Collapse, we thought that's what happens at your lowest point, and there's only one place to go from there, and that's up. And it's cheesy to say, but they say that rock bottom is the best place to build a new foundation. And so we felt like, I don't know if people are going to get that out of this, but that was the idea behind Collapse. Is they are all separate stories. They are. And some of them are really personal, and to the point where I don't even know if other people in the band know what certain things are about. And we'll address that in time. But I think right now I think the soul of it, we definitely connect with it. And like Andy said, when other people can hear that lyric and relate to their lives, it makes everything, all those late nights, worth it for us. So.
And not only that, but you guys have actually been on a pretty awesome tour schedule. A lot of big names. Yeah. How does that happen with such a fresh band like that?
We've just been given a lot of opportunities that we're just amazed by the response we got. And like the first tour, the Sleeping with Sirens tour, our third show ever was the first show of that tour in front of, I think, 1,300 people. Sold out show in Atlanta.
No big deal. I mean, that's practice.
Yeah, I've been in bands for a long time, but I've never been as nervous for a show as I was for that one. But that came down to we have the same management as Sleeping with Sirens, and our manager said, hey, we're going to submit you for this tour. If they like it, they'll take you out. We don't know what the chances are of them, taking you, but we'll go ahead and do it. We're like, okay, cool. And then a few days later, they gave us a call and said, hey, Sirens, let's take you out. And that was really all because Sleeping with Sirens just gave us that chance, and they listened to it and they liked it and said, yeah, we'll take these guys on tour. And whether they know it or not, it helped us out tremendously. Maybe the record still would have came out and done pretty well, and we'd still be getting some good tours, but that opened up a lot of doors for us.
We connected with a real audience, and we had never done that. Like Andy said, we played 2 shows, and we had connected with groups of people, and we knew that we had something we felt was special. Other people felt the same way, but that's a dream for any band like us, to be exposed to so many people like that. And so we prepared as much as we could, and we were really grateful to Sleeping with Sirens and Kellen and all their interest in taking us out, and that they really piggybacked us on that whole tour and gave us a great opportunity. I mean, it's the same reason we're here right now with We Came as Romans on the Tracy Mac Roots tour, is because we did the Attack Farewell tour, and Dave of We Car was doing guest vocals one night, saw our set, and we all went out and had food and everything, and he just told us, hey, you guys were really great. I'd love for you guys to open this headlining tour we have coming up. And a lot of people say things, and they're very polite, and they're allowed to do what they're going to do, and we're hopeful. And then a few weeks later, hey, do you want to open this We Car tour? And we're like, wow. Even bands that you look up to and bands that are doing what you want to do look at you and go, oh, you guys are great. You guys have something real going on. We'd love to take you guys out. And that's the most flattering thing ever.
I mean, that's amazing, especially for such a new band. Like, I don't think many people can say, when I started my band, I toured the world like that, So it's like, now I've noticed you guys have released a lot of lyric videos and your music, but I don't see any music videos. Any plans on that? What's the deal with music videos?
Yes, right after this tour we were shooting. Should we say what song it's for?
Yes, you should say what song it's for.
It's in our set. So if you've seen us live, it's one of the 5 or 6 songs we play. Yeah.
Is it one of the songs that you recently released?
It's a little older. But yeah.
What's it called again?
That was good though. I almost said it. But we're going to be shooting it basically like the 2nd or 3rd day we're home after this tour. Okay. We're going to shoot it and hopefully put it out soon after that. And we're really stoked on the video. It's our first real music video that we haven't done ourselves. Yeah. Everything else we've done all ourselves. So this is something we're really excited about. I think we have a really good idea for it, and I'm really excited with the director we're working with. So I'm really stoked. Yeah, you guys will see it soon, hopefully, next month or 2. So
I look forward to that because you guys keep teasing with just music.
Yeah, we like to tease a little bit, but yeah, I'm excited. So you guys will find out very soon.
Cool. Now, what's next for this tour? How are you guys gonna top this one?
I don't know.
Great question. That's a very great question. I don't know. We are going to hope, it's happened 3 times for us where something has come magically and fallen into our lap just based on the music circulating. We hope that it'll continue to grow and kids will continue to talk about it, because that's really everything for us right now is word of mouth. We're such a small band online. We don't really have a ton of presence, and everything that we have are people checking us out because we're on the tour, checking us out because a friend said something, and that honestly is why we get tours like this, is the buzz and people hear the name Dangerkids, and so we can only hope that continues and we end up with something else really great. I mean, we have ambitious plans for the coming year, but nothing is certain right now. So
now, starting early December, Warped Tour is going to start announcing bands and stuff. Any chances that you guys might potentially be on that?
I would love to be on that list. I don't know if we're going to be on that list at all. But Kevin, if you're listening, Dangerkids would like to be on that list.
You need to send him a personal copy of the record, and hopefully he'll do the same thing I did.
Basket.
No, don't do the fruit basket thing. Don't do the fruit basket thing. Just give him the record. He might drop the basket afterwards. So.
Okay.
You're right. When he turns it on, he might drop everything.
I know, exactly.
Okay.
Make sure you leave a note on there. Don't hold coffee. Don't hold anything. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, guys. I know you guys are busy. So be sure to check them out. Dangerkids, pick up their album. It's not me asking you, it's me telling you. Go on there on iTunes, go on their website, wearedangerkids.com, and pick up the album Collapse. And don't forget to subscribe to punkvideosrock.com. Thanks for watching, guys.